what does older trucking generation and the younger trucking generation have in common? Not a lot, according to social networks. Here are some things that older truck drivers don't like about younger generations, and we'll talk about both of these. I like to think of myself of somewhere in the middle, so I will try to be not biased towards one or the other one. So the first thing that truck drivers, the older generation, does not like about the younger guys is that they wear flip-flops. That's like the one thing that they hate the most. Whenever they see a truck driver wearing flip-flops on a truck stop, at delivery, in driving the truck at a fuel island, they don't like it. And I agree with them. I don't think it's safe. I don't think it's okay to be like that around heavy equipment. So this is one thing that they don't like, and I think you should not do it. Another thing that they don't like is that most of the younger guys have automatic transmission only endorsement. Well, it's not endorsement; it's on their CDL license, and they can't drive anything that's manual because they did not have a truck that has manual transmission when they were getting their CDL. So now they have that restriction for automatic transmissions only. You can't really blame these people because most of these trucks right now are automatic, or as they used to call them auto shift. And most trucks that are being made right now are all automatic anyway. So you really can't blame them. But I think maybe they should try to learn how to drive a manual and maybe get a CDL that does not have that restriction. Also, they don't like you driving with your left foot on the dashboard. You know, sometimes you get stiff and you can't stretch your legs. So some truck drivers will do that, and they're like, no, that's a big no-no. Next thing is they don't like you watching videos while driving. Well, it's unsafe, it's illegal, don't do it. But younger generations, they tend to do it. They tend to watch YouTube, Netflix, whatever they can, or maybe even listen. You're just listening, you're not even watching, but still, it's illegal. You are not supposed to do it. Another thing that they don't like is your cell phone is always in your hands. Your cell phone should be on the mount, and it should be away from you. It can be within the reach, but not in your hand. If it's in your hand, that means you're doing something on the hand. Again, that's illegal. As a commercial driver, it's not safe either. Another thing that they don't like about the younger generations is that they don't use a CB. CBs, when I drove, we had them. For me, they were on most of the time. Sometimes I didn't like those talks, or it was just getting too much. If you're in a big city, like you can't really understand anything anyway. But if you're on a long stretch, and it was a nice way for someone to let you know that there's trouble ahead. And when you get to delivery or a pickup, sometimes the receiving will use a CB. They will tell you go to a certain channel, and then we'll let you know when your load is ready. So it's a good thing to have a CB in your truck for sure. They are cutting off other drivers on the road, these new drivers. That's what they're saying. Again, it's not safe. It's illegal. Don't do it. Be patient. You're not in a car. You're in a big vehicle. You need to leave others room if you're doing it. Not following trucking company rules. So this is another big thing that they're saying. If you drive for a company and they have certain rules. Now, I had also drivers here in this company, and they didn't like some of the rules. And they're saying, well, this is not mandated by DOT. Well, it's not, but it's a company rule, and this is our rule. And if you're here, you should respect that rule. That's what I was doing when I was driving or working for someone else. They have certain rules, you respect them. So a lot of drivers will not respect these company rules, right? So that's like if they tell you you gotta act certain way, you can't say certain things, you can't go someplace, you have to be somewhere on time, then you should do it because the company requires you to do so. There is probably a reason behind that. Uh, trashy trucks. Um, a lot of drivers will have a mess in their trucks, and these older guys, they don't like it. They're saying your truck is your home, it's your second home, and it should be clean and should be accessible, and it kind of gives away who you are as a person. If there's a lot of mess around you, a lot of trash, that then gives out a vibe that that you're not, maybe you're not punctual, you're not on time, you are not following the traffic rules, things like that. What else do we have here? They don't like the people that take the fuel islands. They take the parking in the front of a scale or on a fuel island, and I've seen this myself a lot. And drivers are even taking showers or even getting a lunch and leaving a truck on the fuel island. And then that's really not cool at all. I don't think it's illegal. The truck stop can tell you something because it's probably against their rules. But you're not going to get into legal trouble. It's just not okay to do it to other drivers. Using the squeegee for anything else other than washing your windows or mirrors. Like when you get your fuel and then you use the big long squeegee, you put it into the bucket, you wash your windows and your mirrors. A lot of drivers will wash their trucks, like their doors, their hoods, which they don't like, all right? Not following traffic rules, right? And there are other things here that I kind of noticed. To me, this is my big thing. Like in the restroom, a lot of people will not wash their hands. I don't know why. Like this is your basic hygiene, and it's like 1 minute. It's 1 minute, not even like it doesn't even have to be a minute. Just like wash your hands, and then that guy will go out and touch everything and go to a buffet and touch the food and the spoons. It's just not cool. Now, a lot of these things can also be said about older drivers. Now, a lot of I see all kinds of people doing this, but there will always be this generational difference. And even like 20 years ago or 50 years ago, when you're talking to someone, they will be saying, "Hey, these youngsters, they don't follow any rules. They don't." And now these same people are saying the same thing about their kids or the teenagers or youth. So it's always been like that. It's normal. It's part of the process. But definitely in trucking, because I drove for a few months last year and beginning of this year, and a lot has changed because I hadn't been driving since 2014. So I hadn't been driving for 10 years, almost 10 years, and I drove for a few months, and I've seen a lot of things change. And I don't think this is really just the younger people. There's a lot of middle-aged people doing the same thing. And it has to do a lot with probably technology, with the phones, with the way everything is made easier for us, with the internet as well. Everything is easier now. You don't even, like we used to call. I used to call the shippers and receivers all the time and ask them for directions, even though back then I did have a GPS. It was actually my laptop. But right now, people are just following their Google Maps. Even though they're in truck, they should have a tracking GPS. And now they just want to do everything in an easy way, right? They want to be comfortable in the truck. They want to wear nice clothes. They want to dress nicely. And they don't want to live by these codes that other older drivers are using. For example, long time ago when I had few dispatchers. They were younger, and you would tell them you have to be on time in the office. You have to come to work on time, and they're like, well, why? That doesn't make any sense. Why do I have to be there at 8 a.m.? How come I can't be there at 8:10 or 8:15 or 8:20? Uh, they just didn't understand that. Like to them, that was a mystery. Like, why do you have to be on time? Why can't you go out every 10 minutes and smoke a cigarette? Why can't you stay on at your lunch more than 30 minutes or an hour? So they just for them, I guess they don't like the rules. Let me know what you think about this. This is Ennis from Never Stop Trucking. Thanks for watching.